Hello everybody. So today we are going to talk about the metronome, and we are going to also record using the metronome, like record the metronome sound. I shouldn't say record using the metronome. I'm not recording anything today. I'm just going to show you how to record the sound. Now the metronome is one of these special things where it will come through the monitor outs and the headphone out. It does not come out the line out at all. It is not designed that way. That is not how this thing works. So how do you get to the metronome? Well, the metronome button is, let me just show you on the screen. So here's the board. The metronome button is way over here where you can see my finger. So I click on it. You can see I went to the metronome. Let's go over to that one there. There's the metronome. So currently I have the metronome off. It's at a level of 60. You can change the level. The level is just the volume of the metronome. You can change the tempo, you can change the signature, and you can change whether you want to see the display or not. If you turn on the bar display, I'll just show you. Let's just go back to home for a second. You see at the top there it has ABS, which is, not sure what that means. I'll have to look that up. But that is like the time. That's time. That's not what's it called? It's not based on bars. Whereas if I go into the metronome again and I turn on bar, you can just turn that on and not even turn on the metronome. And then I go home, you'll see now it's changed to bars. So it's bar 1, measure 1. So that's what we're doing here. You can go into the metronome, you can change the time signature, so you can go and you can go up to 12/8. Most people do 4/4. You can do 2s, you can do 1/1, 2/1. So these are always fun. Yeah, this is more musical notes. I'm not getting into its timing signatures. Now the one thing, I'm just going to put this back to 4/4 because that's just what I care about at the moment. Is that you could change the timing signature, so that means that if you are using music to read what you're playing and recording, will show. You can follow along with where you are. Great thing to have, by the way, if you have that time. I do track out my stuff on sheets, like I will transcribe, and I use the MIDI generally. You can set the tempo. The tempo can go really high, go 250, go really low, probably down to 33 because that's generally what they say. No, you can go way down to 20. That's pretty slow. So we'll go back where it was. So we'll just do about 100. 100 BPM is normal for me. Level is how loud you want it. Like how loud do you want the metronome to come through. 60 is default. Pretty decent. That's fine. Then you have 3 different modes. So you have it off, so it doesn't play at all. You can play it when it just records, and you can do record and play. So it'll play when it records and when it plays. So you can hear, so you can check yourself if you want. In this case, I just need it for record, so we're going to do that. So now I click the metronome button again. You'll see that on the board now, the metronome button is lit up, and that is to let you know that it's being used. And on the screen, I don't think it says anything different on the screen. Let's go look on the screen. Well, don't worry about metronome test. That's what I called the file. No, it does not tell you if it's used anywhere else. So that's not a big deal. Now, the metronome is on, and like I said, I'm going to turn my volume down here because I have the speakers on. You will not be able to hear it through the system. So it is going, and if I go, actually no, it's not going because I don't have it on record and play. Let me change that. Let's go back. Sorry. Let's change to record and play. So now it'll do it on both. Because if I click it, all right, so now you can't hear it. And if I go to, let's just go to the screen there, and not that screen, to this screen, you'll see that the metronome light over there, is flashing, because it's flashing for the metronome. And if I turn the volume up on my thing here, now you can hear it because it's coming to the microphone. So that means it is working. So now you can't record that. I tried to do a bounce and say, okay, well, You know, if I do stuff where I do a bounce, it'll go through the stereo bus and then it'll come into the system. This is different. This does not work that way. So that is a different scenario here. So how do you record this? Well, let's talk about it. So I already got it where I want it to be. So we got the metronome on. As you can see, I have coming out of the headphone jack here, I have a splitter. So splitter. Now why do I have that? Well, because you can't record a stereo track into a single input because it'll automatically assume that it is a balanced track. So in other words, you cut it out. So I have it splitting. You only need one of these. I have both going in just because that's me. And then it's coming back to the board, and I have it coming into A and B on the board here. So as you can see, it's coming into A and B on the board, and I have on the screen, let's go over back to this one, you will see that A and B are assigned to track 1 and 2. So now if I just going to turn on record on the board here, let's just pull this back up so you can see everything again. So I pulled it up, got now 1 and 2 are now set to record, and if I go back and I will start, where am I here? Yeah, so I'll start playing. You see it's showing up on the screen now, and you can hear it. The reason you can hear it is because it's coming through the speakers now. So let me just switch that so I can hear it as well. All right, so now to record it, hit record. Set your time for as long as you want to record. The reason this came up is because somebody wanted to record a metronome and then change the tempo halfway through. So how would I do that? Well, let's just go and so I'll put my in on. So I'll start with in, and then let's see. So I just clicked in, so I've set in to be 0, as you can see. Let's play for a bit. So we'll play till the end of this. So we're at 3/4. So now I'm gonna slowly bring it over to there. Now this is not it's as accurate as I can get it. Okay, so let's just say that. So now I'll do the out here. So let's see why the out not show up. Oh, it did. Okay. So now I can go auto punch. And we'll just change it to 1 second because I don't need it to be long. And then I can record it. All right, so now it says it went to 2, but it did not. So just so you know, it went to there. So now I hit forward and I'm at 4101. So let's turn off auto punch again. Now we click in. So let's move the in to that point. Let's go into metronome. Oops, metronome. I want to change the time signature just for fun to 5/4 for a few bars. And then now the bars thing, like I said, at this point is no good. It's going to be whatever the metronome signature is, so it'll throw you off. So I would just turn it off at this point. But no, actually don't, because you need it for this. So, all right, so I switch it to 5/4. Let's see how well this works. So this is me playing around right now. So I've got where I want it. So now I hit it. Now I'm at 3/3. So I want it to bar this way for a bit. Okay. We're going to go to 6/3. Now why am I doing 6/3? Because the bars are off and I want it to match what was on the other one. So now we'll make this my out. Did I make it my out? Yeah. 1606. Good. Okay, so do auto punch again. Let's just record that. All right. So let's go back. Let's go to 16.6. Turn off auto punch again. Let's have some fun with the metronome this time. Let's go back to 4/4. And then we will speed up the tempo to 130. just so we hear a difference. So then let's say, okay, metronome good. So let's make this my in again. So now we're at 904. Make that my in and then play. Okay, so we're going to go 1204. Okay, and then we'll make that my out. There we go. And then auto punch again. Like I said, this is going to be slow. Now we record that. All right, so let's give the whole thing a listen. So we go back. So let's turn off auto punch. Turn off the metronome. So go up and turn off the metronome. Let's go back to our main screen. Start at the beginning. Now, like I said, I'm going to turn off bars at this point. You're going to see how bars are going to go wacky because they're all wrong now. So as you can see, the bars are not following what's going on for the song. And then you can see it speeds up. So this is not this is not a great way to do this, but you can do it. If you really want to get fancy, you can try cutting and pasting, like recording a bunch of different timings and then just cutting and pasting them as you want them into the song, which would probably work better. Or the other option is to record a bunch of different timings, put them into something like Audacity, create the map the way you want it there, and then import it back into the system. So then you have your map the way you want it, so that your timings, because then you can say, okay, well, this is a 4/5 at this tempo. This is, you can do that way, which would work great. Probably work way better than what I'm doing here. So I just wanted to show you that yes, you can record your metronome. Like I've turned the metronome off now. As you know, it's off, so it's not working. Let's put it back to turn off the display again. So yeah, so you can do it. It's a lot of work. So, but yeah, you can do it. It can be recorded, and you can. What I would do, like if I was going to do this as a serious thing, I would record track 1. This is the tempo that I want for the beginning, and I would record a auto punch for that, and then I would do the rest, and then I would literally use Audacity or something to do a cut and paste to create the actual file the way I want it. Or the other option is pick up an old 2488 and use it to create your metronome, and then record that metronome onto your DP3224, whatever you want to put it on, which would be even easier, because that does have tempo mapping, which I wish they would bring back, but I'm not really looking. I'm still skeptical whether they're actually going to put out another Porta Studio or not. And it's sad to say, but yeah, that's the facts of life today. So once again, thanks for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe. Let me know this so that I can make more videos like this. And I will talk to you later. Bye.